Alright, so hopefully that is now working as it should be, and hopefully we are now on Models and Musings. Good evening everyone, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I am Laz. If there's any background noise, it's because I've repositioned my microphone and I have a new tiny camera that is right in front of it. So it goes camera, microphone, PC. Just like you would want it to, eh? So let's now go have a double check and see if I'm actually live as I'm supposed to now. Because I think I went live on the wrong thing a minute ago. Let's see, that should not be live anymore.
Yay.
Has one stopped and the other one gone live?
Yeah.
Good. And that's the one I want to click on. Because that's the one I want to go back and look at in a minute. And catch you all in the portrait mode, which does mean a lot of clicking and napping around on my phone. It's the annoying part at the start of the stream. The other annoying part is the fact that I thought I had super glue left. I was going to do some repairs. Catch you all in the portrait. But seeing as I don't, it makes it a little bit difficult. Good evening, Graham. And good evening, Ali. Yes, I have moved slightly because I do have the... I'm going to move it now just to show you. Hopefully, if I can. I do have a tiny little camera just waving about there at the top. In fact, I can do it like that. I can just unsnip it. So I do have this tiny little camera, which is now my face cam. Good evening, Buzzard. Good evening. I've not quite found the right positioning for it. Yeah, but I'm still working on it. I only got it about 2 hours ago. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. Now, after a conversation... Twisted, good job you're here, actually. Because after the conversation I had with you, I had many ideas about what I should do. And when I come to sit down and set my desk up, I realise I have no super glue left. Somebody's knocked my super glue over and glued 2 rocks together. Yay, happy bloody days. So I can't do what I was intending to do tonight, which is lots of repairs and then work on the final floor. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to paint models. So first of all, I'm going to stick Little Miss Bad Froggy down onto here. So Little Miss Bad Frog is ready for painting. But I'm also going to base the others and get them ready, because there's only 4 left after this, and I get to Tiny Frog because Tiny Frog is the last one to go onto that side of the diorama, and then these 4 are to go with Barnaby the bat over on the mountain side. So I've just got to remove the extra bit of double-sided sticky tape. Good evening, Pugsy. Yes, he does, thank you very much. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to whoever's birthday it was. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. Callisti Mitchell. Hello. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a good birthday. If you're old enough to drink, please don't drink too much. If you're not old enough to drink, then also please don't drink too much. Because, well, you're not old enough to. And you might get in trouble for that. So I'm going to attach these 2 sticky tape on here, and then I can get the black spray out, which I have probably left in the kitchen because I'm an idiot, as per usual. Wait a minute, scroll down because there may be other people. Hello, Karen. Hello, Joe. You're in portrait, Joe. Hello. Yes, just Skyman. Hello. This is a D&D model painting stream where the models, I'm not sure where the models are actually from, but I'm making them all making them my own. So names, classes, everything will be all made up. Well, not made up. The names were made up. The classes will try and be real if I can. But statting up animals is difficult. I think we've got 2 so far that actually are Dragonborn, and that's it. The rest are all made up by the goats, rabbit, turtles, something. Oh, that's why I'm struggling to read it. It's not. I've moved my camera so that everything's not quite the same way around. I can't agree with Ali. I can't. I'm on multiple types of drugs. Granted, prescription, but still. Some drugs are good. Not all drugs. Please don't start taking heroin saying, last told me drugs were good. No, not all drugs. Heroin, bad. But for those people who suffer from things like MS or some other neurological diseases, then cannabis can actually be quite handy. So I'm just going to ask Sparkle. No, I don't have to ask Sparkle. I can go get it myself. It's just behind me. Hello, Claire. Hello. Welcome in, and welcome in to everybody else who's new, who I've not said hello to already. I do struggle trying to keep up with both of the chats because I have one on portrait and one on horizontal. If you are on portrait and prefer the horizontal, this one for you. And if you're the other way around, then yeah, you can switch over however you wish. I do have to plug my airbrush in though. And I have to do it now while it's still reasonably early, so that I don't get shouted at by Sparkles for trying to plug an airbrush in at 11:30 at night. Sorry, didn't mean to hit you with a toy car. Right, so we have an airbrush. I know I have I have a compressor. I know I have airbrushes here. See? Ha! I don't know how this camera's working. Is it too close? Am I just like weird to everybody? Andy plays Roblox. Ali is a mod, yes. Ali is a mod. Ali is probably my main mod at the moment. Mainly because, damn, she's good and she's fast and she's on it. Ali's that good of a mod. I don't get to see spam. She's a nice lady though. She's one of the kindest people we have in our chat, and she'll talk to you, she'll chat to you, she'll answer questions if she can. If not, she'll make sure that I answer your question, because she'll just message me directly and go, "Oi, Lars, pay attention to the right bleeding chat." That's fine. I can do that. But yes, Andy, she's a good mod. She is a good mod. Let's go grab the black paint now. I think I put here. It's the advantage of lots of people giving you Amazon vouchers over Christmas. This is how I've managed to get the extra boom arm for my mic, my new camera, and a restock of the primer that Ali got me. Everybody said hello way too quick for me to catch up then. So the goats, I think it is. You could be as happy as you want, horse. Andy, this stream is about I've been making over the last year, I've been making a diorama to house about 35 Dungeons and Dragons characters. And then once I get the diorama and the characters finished, I found my glue. I've just found my glue. We're back onto the other one. We're back onto the original plan, which means that I will actually get to tell people and anyone who wants to know what's going on, actually what's going on. So I'll quickly just base coat these, and then I'll go get the diorama. I like the diorama, I do. I just realised, you get to see my elf hair on this camera, don't you? Look at it. Look at it. It's all pointed and weird. This one looks fine. This one's all pointy and weird, and you get to see it. No. Yes, D&D. D&D. So tonight, I've already have. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's zoom in a bit, and then I can show you a bit better. So I already have the Frog Bard primed and ready to paint. I am about to prime these four. He's really difficult to actually get to stand on the damn thing. He doesn't want to stick anywhere. So I'm not sure how well he's going to take this spray. Hopefully he doesn't get blown over too much. But yeah, once I've based these up, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go get the diorama and glue all the stuff back in. That's all fallen off. Now I thought I'd lost my glue because I thought it had glued a load of stuff together, but it turns out it hasn't, which is good. So we get the old Skechers box from Mini Laz's trainers because it's nice and small and fits on my desk, just like so. And zoom back out so people can see what you're doing, Laz. Stop being an idiot. I've not seen Stranger Things. Now I had a bit of a slap about Stranger Things, I've got to say. I did have a bit of a slap about Stranger Things. Mainly because they said, oh, it's Dungeons and Dragons based. It is not Dungeons and Dragons based. They're just stealing names and putting them on monsters. So Vecna was not Vecna. Vecna was just a really big scary monster. He had both his fucking hands. He had his eyes. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. But oh well, it did. Yes, I know I've just sprayed half my finger as well. It is not something I'm overly concerned about. It comes off with enough scrubbing. I just want to make sure that there is a good layer of paint on them. And now let's grab him, and where am I going to hold him here? And there's going to be lots of people going, Lars, that's not how you use an airbrush. I know. But this is lazy mini painting. So the less times I have to pull my arm back and do things, the better for me. So leave them somewhere nice to dry. I may have used too much paint. Oopsie. KB8. I know I should wear gloves. I know. But if I ever was prepared for a stream fully, I know you would all be worried. You would. And rightly so, because I'm never ready for a stream. Even this one, I thought I was ready, and then I couldn't find my glue. So I thought, oh no, and I had to change everything. And then as I start, and as I get everything ready for the changed plan for the stream, I find my bleeding glue. Christine, it's like, yeah, and I believe it is like horror-y, paranormally for Stranger Things. But when it comes to D&D, I prefer comedy and whimsy. So, like the last D&D game I played, I got to play with some American friends. They are the Miniature Tavern, if you actually watched them while they were still streaming. I got to play a little D&D game with them. I was the perpetually drunk dwarf who got thrown through walls. This is your last Christmas? Are you 100% sure about that? Or are you just possibly believing? And what am I painting? I will be painting the Bard Frog. But before I paint the Bard Frog, I need to fix a few things that got slightly broken over Christmas on the actual diorama itself. So it's mostly, I think, the bat has broke his ankles. One of them has, and two of the familiars have come off the bases. So I'll get it over so we can have a look. There's a big old diorama. Big old, don't sit on that. So, if I can hunch it back a little bit further and maybe move the camera. There we go, that's got most of it on. So, spider needs to go back up here, which is... Wait a minute, you're in the wrong place. So, red, purple, green, you're supposed to be there. Red, purple, green, you're supposed to be there. And red, blue, you're supposed to be there. Right. You're supposed to be there. Red, thingy red, you're supposed to be over there. And then you're blue, red, and something else, you're supposed to be there. Right, so that's where they're all supposed to go. But, now, the Displacer Kitty has come off his base completely. So has Ember, has come off the base. And Barnaby has broke his ankles trying to jump off the bloody mountain. Because Barnaby's a bloody idiot. Yes, Barnaby's an absolute moron. He takes more of a jump than anybody else. Yes, 122, 123 for the Samaritans if you do need it. If you are struggling at this time of year and you wish to speak to someone who is more professionally and mentally stable than me, I would advise it, because I'm a complete buggy nutter. Definitely go seek help if you require help. That is a... I know it sounds like, well, of course you should get help. Some people don't, because, well, they don't. I can't really say anything because I'm one of them annoying people that doesn't even go to the doctor when they're supposed to. So I have no room to talk. Right, now I need a little thing to put glue in or on. So I can dip. I can dip things. That will do. That's my Power Fist box, in case anyone was wondering what I'm using. And I get a little bit of glue and I pop it in to a corner, so then when I get things like little chappy Batty, I can dip his feet in and then do my very, very best to line him back up where he was stood and then hold him in place while he dries. If he dries, he's got broken ankle. So lining the resin up is hard, right? He can go back up there and dry. Now the last one is Ember. Now we do want to get Ember's entire underside covered completely. If we hate Hazel, see, that would imply that we actually had that much of an opinion about them in the first place there. Is it Macy? Yes, looks like Macy from my angle, but I've not got my reading glasses on. I don't give that much of a thought to them. So, if there is such thing as a Karen, good luck to them. Go play in traffic. Doesn't bother me. You want to come jump in my face? Well, then they get to deal with me instead. I'm worse than a Karen. Go get me your manager. No. I'm going to phone the police. You'll need to. Because you're a fucked up bitch. Essentially, yeah, it is pretty much best to ignore them as much as humanly possible. And I know sometimes they get right in your face and you can't ignore them. I am aware of that. So sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than we make it out to be. But if you manage it, then excellent. Or there is a very, 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 very popular saying that has been coming around the internet from one particular, I'll say, influencer. I can't remember what his actual name is, but his slogan goes on a lot of merch, and it's called "Get Fucked, Karen." That's usually a popular way to do it, and it makes it even better if the name is not Karen. If the name is not Karen, it is awesome. Right, so my original plan for tonight was to roof this section and finish off the front of here. But then I remembered I've not done all the characters for up here, so I still have the Froggy to do. So we're going to do the Froggy first, and then we're going to move on to the ones that are drying at the moment. And then next week, when it's on the Thursday when we actually do the Sparkles and Oak Magical World, I work on the scenery. As it is models and musings, I'm going to do models. So let's move that out of the way so all the repairs can dry. And that is all well and good and done for next week. They're out of the way. Now then, oh, move the slaughter bound down into the middle of the Zinch Sorceress and the Custode, probably not his favourite place to go. We have a base ready for the little Froggy. And we have a dry palette because I've lost my wet palette and I still haven't found it because of the amount of crap I've got scattered all over my desk. And then we're going to start on the Frog Bard, and she is probably my favourite model, barring some of them. Oh, sorry, it's 166123. Yeah, Christine, if you want to give them a call, it's the Samaritans. They might be useless at a lot of things, but they are there to talk if you need them to, and can put you in touch with places. They usually advertise a lot on television at this time of year, but I've not seen any. Sorry, Joe. I've got my left hand with a mug in it at the moment, so I've only got one hand, and that's gonna now pick up this. So I've not got any spare ones. Sorry. Not that I have many spare ones anyway. Oh, that I can ever spare my hands, because somebody usually wants to make use out of them. Whether it's Mini Laz saying, "Dad, do you want to play this game?" Or somebody else asking me to do something else. Right, so for Froggy, first of all, we'll move the Tyranid base swarms out of the way. We're going to go high contrast. We're going to go Caliban green, and then we're going to go Samurai green. We are going to go very high contrast on the skin tones for the Froggy. Genya, hello. I'm it's a bit late for you now. 11 o'clock, but thank you for coming to me to see us. Thank you very much. It's not 2026. You can't jump forward 2 days. Am I on the dark side of the moon? No. It's just that my head reflects a lot. It looks like it is, but it's not. Then we get a brush. One brush. Wet it the proper way, not the way I've just done it. And then where am I from? I'm from England. I'm good old UK. I say good old UK because, well, we're old. We'll give it that much. And I quite like it. So, good old UK it is. So let's zoom it in. and start painting the greens with a smaller brush than what I'm currently using, because the the point isn't quite good enough on that one.
So Maisie said you look like her.
I look like... I do not look... Maisie. You're the first person to ever say that. You're the first person to ever... Do I have the nose? Do I have the nose? No, I don't have the nose. And Gru doesn't have an elf here either. Sorry, I'm not offended, don't worry. I'm just joking. Aha. No worries, Genya. Apparently, Genya, I'm quite good for ASMR, as people keep telling me. I'm not sure whether they mean I'm good for ASMR or I just bore them to sleep. But same effect. People go sleep. So let's get these skins painted on. Try not to do the eyes, because we don't want to have to repaint over a dark colour with the eyes. You have a nice night, Ali. Thank you very much. I'll keep an eye on portrait mode. Do I have any mods in portrait mode? I don't know.
Me.
I do have a mod in portrait mode. I have the silent mod in portrait mode. Warning you now, you won't see this one coming. Ali will tell you. This one won't. She'll tell me because she's sat there, but you won't have a clue until it's happened. Just warning yous, no spamming please. Because Ali's the only one who gets there before her. So yeah, no spamming please. Otherwise Sparkles will... Sparkles doesn't time out, Sparkles bans. So, just a little warning there. Do I know that logo? Now, if it was the other way around, it'll probably get banned from YouTube. But as it's that way around, I believe it's a Hindu symbol. I'm not 100% sure though. It might be the one that gets banned everywhere. But yes, I recognise that symbol. I can't remember the exact name of it though. I remember the name of the other version, which is the reverse version. Ban needed in portrait.
Where?
I don't know. Roguestan's just said. Right, okay. Illuminati works in 2026. I don't think even Illuminati can push time forward by 2 days. But if you genuinely believe you're in 2026, I can't really do anything to dissuade you. I just know it's the 29th of December where I am, and I believe there are 31 days in December, which makes it, as far as I'm aware, physically impossible, regardless of location on the planet, to have gone through New Year just yet. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. Good evening, Lee. Good evening. No worries, Christine. You take care, and I thank you for coming in to join us. Thank you very much for coming to join us. If I drop off camera, please tell me, because as I said, I'm still getting used to certain camera positions. At the moment, Tovam, I am painting a bad frog. Like, just because, you know, you do, don't you? You get a bad frog. Bad frogs are normal, aren't they? I hope. Well, they are for me, apparently. I don't see too much weird about it. If anything, I think quite the opposite, and this is quite a cool model. But finding the bits of skin and the bits that are cloth and essentially tuning out all the details while I'm painting is the hard part. It's like, does she have a sleeve on, or is it a bangle on her wrist? This bit here, is it a sleeve or is it a bangle? No, not a bad frog, a bard frog, as in dum 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 dum. I'm gonna sing you a song to make my money for tonight. Sing about the dangers and the warriors that fight. They come around the world and they slay the dragon's hole. Then they get to sing about them in the watering hole. So I'm a bard frog. I'll sing to you all night. Yes, I'm a bard frog. My voice should be such high. But this is what's gonna happen, 'cause the man behind the camera cannot sing like he's a woman. So this is how I sound, 'cause I'm a bard frog. See? Bard frog. Dempsey, how you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for coming to join us. Joe, you just wanted to get me to sing, didn't you? I know. All of you in chat only come here to make me entertain you. Or try and derail me, which doesn't take much effort. William, how are you doing? Welcome in. Excellent. Now, I don't know who Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is. That's Friday Night at Freddy's, if I remember correctly. My children have played that game. They've made me play that game. That game annoyed me to hell. So if you are the creator of that, you've annoyed me to hell as well. That game's frustrating. That game is like really, really frustrating. Not as bad as Cuphead. Cuphead can go shove it. But Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah, really frustrating game. I think I've only played the first two. But that was enough. That was more than a blood enough for me to decide I don't want to play these anymore. I want to go back to something with a giant monster that's trying to kill me, rather than silly puzzles with robots that jump scare me out the frigging crap out of there. Sankey, why have I got to get rid of Joe? Joe's been here for ages. Joe has been here for... Or is it because Joe got me to sing? Can't hold that against Joe. That was my choice. That was my choice to sing. Just to emphasise the bad section. But I'm not getting rid of Joe. Joe's been here for ages. Joe works in...
Detected multiple reports of hate speech.
From who?
I don't know. Should I get rid of those symbols?
Okay, it's coming up that apparently there is multiple sources of hate speech. Joe stole your girl. Then was she really your girl? I can't do anything about that. One thing I can do is say, while you're here, your girl's got nothing to do with it. It is all to do with models. Little plastic models, all little resin models. And I can't do anything about if somebody stole your girl. Then now I can do it. Now I can do. I'm miles away and don't even know your girl. No worries, Joe. You go get ready for your demo. We'll see you when you're next back in. But yeah, Sankey, I can't. I can't, as a YouTube channel, I can't let personal things that don't directly affect the channel. Yeah, myth speech as opposed to hate speeches. I don't even understand what fully hate speech is, especially when it comes to YouTube, because it could be a symbol. Somebody could put the Union Jack in and it'll be classified as hate speech sometimes. It's like, what the friggin' hell? Somebody's put their own country's flag up just to specify where they're from, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. I'd like to know where my viewers are from. Some are from Finland, some are from Norway, some are from America, some are from the UK. I have people scattered around all over the place that come and view my streams. So if it classifies a flag as hate speech, or miffed speech, as we're now going to call it on this channel, well, it can go stick it up its rear end, because people are allowed to be proud of where they're from, and at least allowed to say and tell people, yeah, I'm from here. And if the quickest way to do it is to put a flag up, then that makes it easy. I don't understand why they classify that as. See, Toasty? I have never used EC23 sprays before, no. And you are from... See, in this case, I don't know what that flag is. So, Toasty may have to actually tell me. No, I can't identify that flag. It's on my phone. It looks Portuguese, but it's also about 2 millimeters high. I'm sorry, about 2 millimeters wide, and about a millimeter tall. So it does make it a little. Oh, that's the Portuguese one. Or is that the Portuguese one? Same colours, different angle. And no, Greg, why would there be a white rose when everybody knows the red one is better? Vanuatu. Oh!
Never heard of that.
I've Spikles has never heard of it, and neither have I, but you may have just got the first left turn of this stream while I go find out where that is. So let me finish his feet. Her feet. I keep calling him a him. I keep calling her a him. Technically that means I'm being right for this day and age, doesn't it? I'm alright. I should be okay. I shouldn't get shouted at because I'm interchanging them. So I should be okay. I hope. He says, after putting it the way I've just put it. I don't think I will be okay. Right. So let's go find out where Vanuatu is. An island country in Oceania. Oh, that looks beautiful. That looks good. You live there? Holy shit balls. Holy crap. You're like in the middle of... Yeah. Coral Sea, South Pacific Ocean. That's like way, way out there, isn't it? Where's closest mainland? Archie Allen, how you doing? You like my scalp? Thank you very much. Yeah, you do get to see it a fair bit when I've got my head down. You're from there, but you're bloody from the other one that I can't see. Unless it's... Look, I'm... How can I put this without making me sound too bad? I'm dumb British. And by that I mean... Yeah, I'm damn near American, to the point where I don't know too much outside of my own little island. I know bits, so I'm not completely American. I know things outside of my country exist. I know I'm not the centre of the... Well, technically I do live in the centre of the world because this is where the Greenwich Meridian runs through to set the time for everyone. But that's a technicality because, look, if you make it, then you get to be in the middle of it. But, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where staying Vanuatu. That does look really bloody nice, so I've got to say that looks beautiful. Right, anyway, back to painting. Back to painting. Unless you wish to tell me the other flag, and then I can go look up that one as well. I don't see the point in being... I spend a lot of time being negative, so... just for anyone new here, if you do want to have a quick look at my channel after streams, just to read the description of my channel, it might make a few things... Yeah, it might go, oh, right, now I get why he's completely off his fucking head. Yeah, pirates! Arr! I got a pirate somewhere. I've got a pirate dwarf with a monkey on his hand that I need to give a pet leg and a hug to. So it's Zambia. Oh, is the other one Zambia? Right, no, I'm aware of Zambia. I just didn't know what his flag looked like. See, this is, as I said, I'm not completely, like... I'm British, not American. I'm just... Yeah, dumb British. So I know where I've heard of Zambia. Not 100% where it is. As far as I'm aware, it's very, very warm. Very, very warm. Probably to the point where I'd boil alive. I know, Twisted, not all the Americans are as dumb as I am. But it's the closest metaphor or reference I could think of. Because in fairness, a lot of Americans don't ever leave America because there's no friggin' need to. You want cold, you go north. You want hot, you go south. You want shaking earth, you go west. If you want killer wind, you go east. And you never have to leave America and you can have it all. So why on earth would you give a crap about anything outside of your fucking huge country that will still take you 12 hours to fly across? Whereas it only takes about an hour to fly from one end of my country to the other. So, yeah. I can't say Twisted will be my favourite American, just in case these other Americans that are in here that I do like. I do have a plethora of Americans that I like. Not quite, Archer. I have ADHD. There's a difference between intelligence and ADHD. As I found out. I thought I was clever. That turned out I'm just dumb and keep a lot of random shit in my head. No worries, Archer. You have a good one. And Danny Keogh, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? You have a good sleep though, Archer. And I hope to see you again on another stream. Hopefully next week we'll be back to the 3 streams as standard. So it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In fact, next Wednesday should be a double stream, as I've just remembered. Because this week I should get part 1 of the Rock Grinder. And then next week I should get part 2 of the Rock Grinder. Which means we get a double Combat Patrol stream next week. Rather than one this week, one next week. Which is always fun. It's always fun. So I get a nice big vehicle to put together. Oh, I've nearly run out of tea. Sparkles. Hello. Can I have a fruit, please? Yeah. Tristan Jaeger, shout out to the Austrian painter. Yeah, I got ADHD, Danny. I got diagnosed this year. Apparently, I've had it for my entire life, but my future wife decided she knew better. She spotted I had it and made me go get tested. I filled out the form and scored enough points on that the interview and everything else after was sheerly a formality. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, I'm painting. Well remembered, people. This is why I have you here, you know. You're so helpful to me. You remind me that I'm painting. I know it might not seem like much, but just that small reminder that, Laz, you're supposed to be putting paint on a model. It helps. It does help. It's also why I'm here in the first place. This is technically therapy. So, am I allowed to have a favourite American? Am I allowed to have a favourite from any country with me being the guy on camera? I know I'm allowed to have a favourite from the ROI. And she's just gone to bed. I know I have a favourite. Few things, but I don't think I actually have a favourite American. I mean, I have lots of American people that I like, Twisted Nose Painting being one of them. I'd have to narrow it down by state. I would have to narrow it down by state. Mr. Noob! Mr. Noob! And you, Tristan. And you have a great new year, mate. And look out for the shinies. Look out for the shinies and don't get distracted. That's my tip for anyone with ADHD. Don't get distracted by the shinies. Ooh, shiny gets me in more trouble than anything else. And it doesn't actually have to be shiny, it just has to get my interest. And if you can get us my interest, then yeah, ooh, shiny. Yeah, that can count. You can have a fave brush club, that's fine. I've got a favourite brush. I need to clean my favourite brush. My favourite brush is a dry brush. And it's my big dry brush. Well, technically it's not a dry brush, it's a scenery brush because it's like friggin' that. It's just fucking huge. But yeah, it's really work. Stefan, hello. Silly guy pulls the rope up that's attached to the anvil above the tree. Silly guy giggles as he goes behind the tree, while leaving the dollar on the spot where the anvil drops. As silly guy pulls the rope, silly guy looks at the dollar and says, "Ooh, a dollar!" Silly guy rushes off to the rope and twats himself on the head with his own anvil. That's a cartoon. That's got to be a cartoon. Lizoma, hello! Welcome in. This is the Nutter House. This is the Madhouse. Not a single one of us is sane. If you're sane, then please help. Please help. We need help. Robes and hobbies. Your autism assessment was hilarious. This makes so much sense because you're down for ADHD assessment, aren't you? Oh wait, you're not. Cue awkward silence. Yeah, they're not very good, are they? I got to choose the doctor who was going to talk me through my assessment, and I chose mine solely off the name, and it was Jesus. I said, if I'm going to have anybody tell me that I have something, it might as well be Jesus. And I was sorely disappointed because he didn't have a beard. That's the dude. That's almost the dude. Where's my car sketch for the tattoo? What does your tattoo say? Dude. What does yours say? Cool. Yeah, but what does mine say? Dude. You know that sketch where it's that's probably the only bit of that entire film that I actually enjoyed. Don't particularly like Ashton Kutcher. Don't think he's a very good actor. Apart from Butterfly Effect. Butterfly Effect is about the only film he's been in that I was like, ooh, you did well. But I'm not a big Ashton Kutcher fan. Yeah, I like to paint. Yeah, well, I can give a shout out to your friend. What's your friend called? Mr. Noob, let me know what your friend's called and I'll give him a shout out. Unless, of course, he's ridiculously huge and doesn't really need a shout. If you say Chapter Master Valrak or Magical or someone, then it's like, well, they don't really need my help. But if you want to leave someone else's, then by all means, I'll give them a shout out, just the same as I do with Twisted Nerves Painting. If you wish to see how to do some excellent source lighting and non-metallic metal, go check out him. If you want to see how to paint Space Bears properly, then please go check out Rogue's Den Hobbies. There's a few. If you do scale modelling, go check out Anfield Road Layout in the Loft. There's quite a few people that come through that I will quite happily give shout outs to. But if you want to pop your friend's name in, then thank you very much, Twisted. I mean, if you can pop his name in, I'll try and give him a shout out. But if he's more famous than I am, I don't think he needs it. And I'm not very famous, only having 250, 260-ish subs. So if you're coming to me for a shout out, you're probably best off coming to me and asking for a coming to me and asking for a collab would probably be better, because I'll bring you up with me. You can sit where on the horizontal screen, I'll move the chat box out of the way. I'll move it somewhere else to the other side, and you can sit up here and have a chat with me. Obviously, if your friend's not capable of doing that, Bing cookie. Ping cookie. Ping cookie. Club. Am I lagging? Oh, and Genya's subscribed. Thank you very much, Genya. Hopefully, well, you can aim for the 1K subs, Graham. I'll aim for 500. I have been doing this for 4 years now, and I've only just hit 250. So, you know, onwards and upwards. See if we can get 500 by this time next year. It's not impossible. It's just going off my past 4 years of doing this. It's not likely. Oh, there was a ping. That'll be because of, yeah, I forgot to do that. And that will be various things, actually. I believe we've just had a load of people influxing into Discord as well. Oh dear. Have I just had people influxing into Discord? No, I didn't. It was for somewhere else. That will do. Thank you very much for that as well, Twisted. Because, yeah. Oh, no, you can't say no to a cookie. To a cookie or a biscuit. Oh, no, right, that was reacting to something else that I put up earlier. The Speaker of Purity. I could do with a burger. Are you making burgers? Can I have double cheese, mayo and ketchup on mine, please? I'll take your word for that, Graham. I'm just going to sit here and be me, and well, we'll see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Apart from chat goes completely out of control and I can't keep up. But that's not really much of a difference to now, really, because I've got 2 chats that I've got to try and keep up with, and I can't. I mean, Stefan's typing like really quickly. I can't even read what's going through Stefan, because by the time I've read it, the next two have come up and have pushed it off the screen. I mean, if bacon's going, club, if bacon's going, I'll have bacon as well, and a chicken burger. I'll have a beef burger and a chicken burger and bacon, double cheese and ketchup and mayo, and heck, stick another slice of bread in it, start sticking some turkey and some pork, and oh yeah, I like my burgers. Sandwiches are my greatest thing. I love sandwiches, so a burger is just a hot sandwich. So I'm good for that. Hot sandwiches, cold sandwiches. Sandwiches are just my favourite thing in the world, because you can put anything in between two slices of bread and make it wonderful. So let's shake up the pink so I can start getting the tongue going. I'm going to try and keep up with one of Stefan's comments. Steve looks at the sudden chaos. Nope, see, he's gone already. Tyler, I would love to visit the Lake District. I would. Not driving though makes it a little bit more awkward. Not impossible, just a little bit more awkward. Hi, my name is Shu. And if you've got one of them, mate, you might want to get it sewn up. Fat Villager, help me, Steve. No, Steve. Bro's gone. Ender Pearl goes in to the air and back into the block. Steve witnesses it. Steve, huh? That's got to be a Minecraft joke. No worries, Hugh. I thought you would be called Nathaniel, but if you're called Hugh, then fair enough. Fat Villager came back to the block. Fat Villager, miss me? Steve jumps up celebrating. Oh, you're the GOAT. Let's go. Okay, this is a lot of Minecraft stuff. Believe it or not, that is one game I do not play, and I've only played it about 4 times, and I see the potential for Minecraft. I do. It's not that I don't see the potential for Minecraft, because it does look like a fantastic game that has got so much you can do, even as they keep adding more and more and more every bloody year, which is the reason why it's still on pretty much every machine that I've ever owned, because of my children. But it's such a huge game. Danny, no worry, at the moment we're doing the tongue. So we're getting the tongue. We've done the green, so we've done skin tones for the green, and now we're doing the tongue. Have I not clicked the bloody thingy again, so I'm not seeing everybody who's talking? Has Complex come in? Where's Complex? Evening, Complex. There you are. Evening. How did the end of the Space Marine go? As I believe that's the last thing he was doing when I had to nip out and come and set up for this, essentially, because I had to make sure this camera's working, because I've not tested it until tonight. I've only had it a couple of hours, so I can't really test it before that, can I? Hello, Jody Lou. I hope you had a nice Christmas. In fact, I hope everybody had a nice Christmas. What intricate little artwork have you stumbled on? You have stumbled on, because I've realised you're in portrait mode, so you've not. I was off camera. I am sorry. You have stumbled on me painting a frog bard, and she is a very, very happy frog bard because she's played a dual fret guitar with her tongue. So anyone who can go and play guitar, okay in my book. I'm sure most females will love anyone who can go. At least I think they would. Crazy? Yes. Talented? I'll leave that for the jury to decide. Definitely crazy. About as nutty as a bag of bolts. I am. Certainly lost something along the way. A lot of brain cells, definitely. So now let's be really, really fine with this and brighten up the pink along the tongue. But not do that essentially. What we want to do is we want to leave some of the dark bits. And then we have a nice tongue playing the guitar. 8 string. Each fretboard has 4 strings, so technically it's a double bass, but double fret bass. So it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 1, 2, 3. So it's a 7-string double fret lily pad guitar. That was a bit of an effort to say that. Sup, Shug. Who have I missed called Shug? Are you calling me a talking chip? Twisted. Well, 7, because they've only got 7 keys to tune it. Which I've only just noticed. I thought it was going to be an 8 string as well. I thought it was going to be an 8 string, but now I've just found out it's actually a 7 string. Lily pad colour is gonna go Castellan green, which I'm gonna don't worry, Twisted, I'm taking a bit, mate. Castellan green for the base, and then I'm gonna go Death Guard green for the highlight colour for the lily pad on her head, right there, with a flower on it, and the lily pad that makes up the body of the guitar. Oh dear God. How do I maintain this amount of energy? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm tired all day long. And then, for some reason, for the first at least hour and a half of being in front of the camera, I get energy from nowhere. Which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a great thing. I wish I knew. You know, it's one of them things that, because I don't know where it comes from, it just doesn't make sense to me. It might be the ADHD thing working. It might be because I take my tablets before the stream. Could be a very variance of different things. Stefan, you have. How have you managed to remember so many movie quotes? I mean, it's quite possible you've managed it the same way that I've managed to remember half the crap that's in my head. That makes absolutely no difference to anybody on the planet. I've got things in my head that even I don't know until somebody mentions something and it pops up and goes, "You know this?" So, did I? I didn't know that until I knew that. Although then again, the DuckTales theme song's been stuck in my head for the past, rent-free for the past God knows how long. And that's the original DuckTales one, not the remake they put on the Disney Channel Plus. In case anyone's thinking, oh, the new one with Donald Duck in the theme. No, not the one with Donald Duck in the opening credits. Donald Duck was not in the opening credits of the original DuckTales. So, painting the lily pads green. Painting the lily pads green. Green, 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 green. Painting the lily pads, painting the lily pads, painting the lily pads green. I'm not sure where that came from either. Oh well. My brain got let loose because I stopped paying attention. That's what happens. That's what happens if I start concentrating on something else and my brain and my mouth get to work together without my say so. It's not good. They've got it in for me. See, if I can get them to work kind of with me, we get stuff like Okey-Okey. If I let them loose on their own, yeah, we end up with some very, very strange stuff. End up with some very, very strange stuff. What have we got? We've got Xandri Dust, and we have Rakar Flesh for the actual fretboards. Ding and ding. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, no. Yeah, see, 2 fretboards. So we're going to do the majority of it in the Xandri Dust, and then just the very, very top little bits in the Rakar Flesh. Just to make them stand out a little tiny bit more. Just a little bit. Audrey, am I okay? Jury's still out on that one. I think I'm okay. I've not been taken away by the men in white coats yet, but Sparkles has them on speed dial just in case. Sparkles being my partner, by the way. But other than that, I think I'm alright. To be quite honest, the best people to ask are probably the people in chat, because they get to see me on a weekly basis and get to see me change very minor throughout each stream. So, yeah, they get a better idea of whether or not I'm okay on a particular day, as to how much I'm talking and my mannerisms, I think. Although the best one to ask is Sparkles. Am I alright?
Yeah.
Apparently I'm okay. I know it's bad when I've got to ask somebody else if I'm okay. And you've changed your name, Hugh. You've admitted it now. Now they do sell special things for men and women, just in case you do have leakages. Because we know that's possible if that's your case. But yeah, you can get 10 a lady or 10 a fella. And if that's the case and it is that large, my recommendation is you go get them just to make sure there's no leakage, no discharge. I mean, if a tenner fella or a tenner lady is not big enough, you can get a full-size nappy. I know they do adult-size nappies. I used to be a carer for an autistic girl, well, an autistic teenager. And she wore full-size nappies when she needed to, especially at bedtime. So don't feel embarrassed about it if you do have to wear them. Many of us who have had jobs in the caring industry have had to change and replace for people who can't do it themselves. So don't feel embarrassed about it. Okay, Audrey, do you need me to speak slower, or would you like me to enunciate a little bit more? I know I can speak quite quick sometimes, especially if I end up just going off on, just turning left and going on a different conversation on my own. Or somebody in chat sends me somewhere else on a different conversation because they've mentioned something and I've gone, ooh, shiny, and had to go off on my own. That does happen a lot. It happens far too bloody much, in fact. So let's get these fretboards painted in, and then I can try and silver up the strings with a bit of an edge, or hopefully with using paint and using the edge of a brush. But if we can't, then we shall. No worries, Audrey. Yeah, blood. He does. Even though he's a dumbass. He loves too many people. In fact, I'm a little bit worried he loves that many people. Like, should you really be loving that many people? Some might think you're cheating on them. But that's just the way my weird head works. Your wife does the same for you, she checks. I have to ask Sparkles if I'm okay, because I can't tell. I just wake up and I feel me. I feel like me. But me on day 1 is not the same as me on day 2 or day 3. Sometimes it's the same as me on day 4. But yeah, I go through different me's, if that makes sense. So sometimes I'm happy and cheerful and yay, and sometimes I'm like, set fire to the fucking world. So, bit of swings and roundabouts there. Bit of swings and roundabouts. I think Steph has found somewhere he can go, I can do movie quotes and nobody's stopping me. Yes. Okay, so we have tongue, we have skin, we have fret, and we have a very, very tipsy frog. There we go. So yeah, skin tones, tongue, and guitar and fret so far. Silly guy witnessed NPC crime. NPC gotta run. NPC gonna be next. I've been that player. I played Neverwinter Nights co-op with one of my friends. I got shouted at by my friend because apparently you're not supposed to run up behind the shopkeeper and stab them, especially while your friend's trying to buy something. You only have 4 fingers? Oh, that sounds painful. Audrey, obviously you're not okay. You've lost a finger. That's not a good thing. We can establish that. Aside from that, are you doing alright? Because that sounds particularly fucking painful. And annoying. Rather, yeah. Not just annoying and painful, it's also very inconvenient. Depending on which finger. I mean, if you lose the little one, that removes most of your ability to grip things. If you remove this one, then you're screwed. You point your finger, because that's... yeah. I suppose it depends which one you lose, really. I mean, if I lost that one, I'll be a bit gutted, because that's the one with my wedding ring on. This isn't meant to be at anyone, but if I lose that one, I wouldn't be too bothered, because I've still got that one. So... I don't know which one I would... if I was going to lose one, which one would I lose? I would probably say the middle one was probably the best one for me to lose, because I could to a degree make up for it without the middle finger and still do stuff. But I need my little finger to help balance. Certainly couldn't do it without... well, I mean, I could do it without my little finger, but it's quite key to... oh, that sounds bad. That sounds really bad. Could they not get like a semi-prosthetic? Just just to try and help balance it out and make quality of life easier? You would think they would. But then again, you think they do a lot of things and they don't. Because hospitals and doctors, they take something called a Hippocratic Oath. And I thought that meant that they were supposed to serve and help people when needed. I didn't realise that it made them all into hypocrites who don't do the job that they signed up to do in the first place. Okay, so a little bit of highlight on the top of the guitar. Only a slight bit of a colour shift. Not too much, not too much. Oh, no. I personally, I'm lucky because I don't know if you can see that bit there across my thumb. I did come close to that one. Luckily, a quick clamp of my own devising with my red t-shirt, which was... I didn't put it on knowing I was going to bleed a lot that day, but I'm glad I put it on because I bled a lot that day. But I was lucky enough to get to the hospital with it so well clamped and just... you're not going fucking anywhere. That it actually started to heal by the time I got into the hospital, so I was really, really lucky. But I know people who haven't been that lucky and have parts of fingers and some no fingers in some places and odd fingers where they've put it back on and it's just not gone back on right. So I am aware of how bad that can be and how debilitating it can be. It's not a good one. I mean, people take fingers for granted. I mean, these little digity things that we can be so flexible with, we take them for granted so much, and if you lose specific ones, it pretty much stops the hand from working. I mean, lose your thumb, and your ability to grip most things is gone. We have opposable thumbs to do that, and if you lose your opposable thumb, you're fucked. Where did I put the death guard? There it is. I knew I had a death guard green out somewhere. So how are we all doing this evening? I hope everybody's having a nice day. I hope nobody's getting too worked up and annoyed because I'm talking about completely random shit. I just realised that's like stupidly bright on into the camera, isn't it? And that's not good. So let's move me this way and get the shine off my head. Oh dear Lord, look at that! Eye is white! I know there's such thing as a white man, but I didn't know they could get that white. Holy shit. Short knowledge, hello. I mean, you could still, I mean, yeah, if I lost my thumb and I had to pick stuff up, I mean, trying to pick that paintbrush up without my thumb is difficult, not impossible. I mean, I accidentally knocked it there with my thumb just because of habit, like then. But to actually, yeah, I don't think I could paint. Actually, I'm gonna try and do this next section of painting without using my thumb. This is gonna go wrong, isn't it? This is gonna go horribly wrong, but I'm gonna try it. I've got it set up. See, look, and I should be able to, without using this thing. So I'll give it a go. But I think I'm gonna end up making a huge mess of it because I've not got any practice in this method. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be able to after a bit of practice. Or a lot of practice. I can barely see how I use my thumb then just to grip and turn without even consciously meaning to. Wow, 3 fingers? That's impressive. That is impressive. Now I'm going to try and do the highlighting on the lily pads without using my thumb. So I'm not doing a base coat, I'm doing highlighting. And just to make sure, look, thumbs here. Thumbs here. No, keep thumb up, keep thumb up. Last, keep the thumb up, otherwise it doesn't work. All the edges of the lily pads. Sorry if I'm blinding anyone with my particularly shiny bonds this evening. I should put a hat back on really, shouldn't I, so I don't blind anyone. Hello, Jonathan. No worry, Audrey, and thank you for coming to join me. I hope you've had a good enough time. I hope you've had fun. If you wish to come back and you haven't already hit that subscribe, click it so that next time, obviously anything when I'm going live, you'll let you know about half an hour beforehand, so you can go, ooh, get myself a drink, get myself some food. I'm going to watch Laz be a complete idiot. So you do a lot of the mini holder stuff. Twisted sits on your desk and you kind of move the holder around, keep the brush there and then move the holder around. Or, as you said, clamp your hands together for tremor purposes and use it from there like so. That's a little bit difficult for me. Thank you very much, Jonathan. What I get from my streams is entirely from my chat. Entirely from my chat. I sit down to paint for my therapy. That gets done as it gets done. I read my chat and end up going on loads of different tangents. Thanks to the people in my chat, I now have something called Orkioki. So if you can make orc style lyrics to a song, I'll put the voice towards it and sing it in an orc style. If you've got something you wish an orc to say, I can do that. If you can set me off on just a random song where I get to make my own lyrics, I'll do that and all. As well as looking around the internet for things that have absolutely nothing to do with the stream whatsoever because somebody mentioned it in chat. So chat runs my stream. Unless you spam. If you spam stuff, then my moderators will remove. We have a very, 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 very laid back place here. It's more of a community than a channel. You kind of know, if you come in, feel comfortable, you kind of know it straight away. Or at least within the first stream or two. And if you come in and it's like, no, this guy's a bit weird and this chat's a bit odd and nobody's fucking sane in here, and you feel uncomfortable with it, then that's fine. That is perfectly fine. But if you do feel comfortable here, then A, you're just as strange as the rest of us, and B, that's fucking amazing. Welcome in. I'm getting dodgy looks off Sparkles now. I am. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not sleeping on the sofa. Fuck yes. Not a problem, Jonathan. Thank you very much. and I believed it has just popped up on my... Yes, it has. In fact, can I make that bigger? Because I think I have had a few subs. I've had 3 subs tonight alone. 3 new subs just tonight. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm getting subscribers. This means I'm going to have to be a YouTuber. I'm going to have to be a YouTuber. No. This is therapy. I'm bullshitting. If you end up being a YouTuber, you end up being a YouTuber. And if I don't end up being a YouTuber, I'll still be here 2 or 3 times a week doing this. Now then, we have important questions and important decisions to make. We've done the easy bits. We've done the very easy bits. Let's turn this light into a brighter colour. There we go. So we've done the really easy bits. We've got the greens, and we've got the browns, and we've got the nice pink tongue. Now, she's a bard. Yeah, Emperor forbid. The Emperor has already projected his consciousness to me and told me at no point in my life should I edit a damn thing. Caspis Gunnar, cheers from Ireland. Now, I don't wish to offend anyone, but are you from the top bit of Ireland or the bottom bit of Ireland? Not that it makes a difference. I have a moderator from both, so it doesn't make a difference. It's just that I would like to clarify, just so I know if you were ever to actually, if I was ever needed to, is it going to cost me international shipping? Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you very much. Right, so I have a question for all of you in chat. Now, it's currently showing that I have somebody in horizontal view and about 8 people in portrait cam. Now, bear in mind, this is a female frog. Not that that should influence your decisions, but I have capes, I have trousers, and I have a flower. What colours? Now, the cape has little barbly things on it. See? Little barbly things and a trim. And she has trousers that have trim. And little wristbands and a scarf. And the belly's turned on. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. I don't know why I'm getting excited about little things. It's the little things that make me happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm about the hour and a half stage, which usually means nicotine is going at my head, and I'm going to stop being able to concentrate because of it. So what I would like you to do, although everybody just ran away from chat, if anybody could have any ideas that they would like to see, either purples, blues, yellows, reds, pinks, greens, oranges, blacks, whites, yellows, silvers, gold, anything. Pop your suggestions in the chat, and I shall be back very, very soon. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to pop this in. Now, it should only pop up every now and again with the Rogues Den hobby section. That's all that little blue box is going to pop up. Rogues Den hobby. And that includes the discount code of 10% off. Boom, just in time. And yeah, if you'd like to have a bit of an opinion about what this character is going to be coloured, how she's going to, if she's going to be really flamboyant, is she going to be golds and silvers and pinks and reds and yellows, or is she going to be quite understated? She could be understated. She might just go for a nice couple of light browns and dark brown, maybe a little bit of purple, a little bit of something else in there. Either way, it's all good, but I'd like your opinion. I'd like your opinions. And your opinions might be the final opinion. The final choice. I think it should be that. I agree, let's do that. What I am looking for is, in this book somewhere, I do have a sheet of paper that says this. So that people can realise that it is not the end of the stream. See? It is not the end of the stream. I could do with making that a bit darker, couldn't I? Now, if anyone's wondering why I wrote it backwards as well as forwards, it's because at one point my camera was in reverse. That's why it's written both directions. So I'm going to pop this up. I have a quick nip out to go sort my head out. And yes, as it says there, I will be back soon. Can you tell my name? Well, we got Rio Regis. I meant way or anything, but you kind of look like Agent 47, and that's cool. No worries. Gominola? Is it Gominola? I have no idea if that's right. I hope it's right. It's about the closest I can get with my pronunciations. If I'm right, let me know. But I shall be back very soon. And if you would like to think of colours that for cloaks and trousers and flowers and clothing for the little froggy bard, please pop them into the chat and I'll read through them when I come through, and let's see what we can go ahead with from there. I'll be back soon though, thank you very much. Yeah, I get to move now, don't I? Haha, Agent 47, I'll take that. Oh, forgot to do the important thing. You don't wish to listen to me walking around the house. If I turn my microphone back on and go out of that door there, back there, I can still talk to you. Can't see anything. Can't read the chat. Can't see a damn thing. Get to have a creaky door though. Ain't that fun? But I can still talk, and that means hopefully people can still hear me. So I'll go out this door, and then everyone passing the street can wonder what the friggin' hell I'm shouting about and talking about. But you all know I'm talking to you. And this is the fun thing. Being live on YouTube, stood at your back door. Front door. Front door. Yeah, I'm at the front door. Burning my fingers. As I'm thinking about you stood here, I actually think that gold and blue might be good for the cape, and then go for yellow and orange for the trousers. But if anyone's got any other ideas or any better ideas, please type away in the chat and let me know. For once, it's actually quite peaceful out here. Doesn't usually happen this quietly. I will be back shortly. I won't be too long, I hope. Try it as quick as I can, but then again, my mouth's not stopped talking, so. Should have really brought my phone out, shouldn't I, so I could zoom in and watch the chat. But it's plugged in at the minute, so I can't really do much. I'm just hoping this is picking up my voice. It's like a hurricane here in Duxburg. Makes cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a the blood. Out solving mysteries or rewrite histories. DuckTales. Woo! Please don't ask. My son's been watching it a lot, and now I've got it stuck in my head again. I might have just thought of an Okie version of DuckTales. I'll have to give it a go when I come back in. Right, I believe that is that done. I also believe I've finished my second cup of tea while I've been on stream. So I'll put the cup there. And get a very dodgy look of Sparkle because we just put it down right in front of her. Pardon me.
Real Digital has suggested orange.
Real Digital has suggested orange. I think Real Digital, you will get your wish. And we have Edit Jimmy, welcome in, mate, welcome in. Yeah, I just nipped for a quick cig, sorry. So we can get rid of that bit now. And I can take that off screen so we've got the full screen back. Hello and welcome, I'm back. Welcome to anybody who's just joined in and come to join me. Orange. Now, for an orange, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to start with an orange because I have a particularly bright orange. I have Fire Dragon Bright. It's very, very bright orange. But I'm going to try and mix it. Magenta. Right. The only issue I have with putting purple on a model now is all the ones with purple on them are part of the local militia police force, which is the bunny rabbit, the ram, the goat, and who else is it? The owl. They're the four militia. I could make the bard part of a militia and go for like a magenta and gold cloak. That's not a bad idea, actually. I think I might go for a magenta and gold cloak. So, Real Digital, orange it is for the clothing, and Twisted, purple, well, not quite magenta, I'll be going through the two purples for the cloak, and then nice gold trim.
He wants to know what the channel's about.
Real Digital, my channel is my therapy. I've been a hobbyist for a couple of decades now, and I never really got painted. I developed a non-epileptic attack disorder at need, which means every now and again I lose the ability to move. It's not fun. Not as bad as some people think it might be, or at least I don't think it is, but it's certainly not fun. Mrs. takes it far more seriously than I do. So this is my therapy. Having a camera in front of me helps me do it. Having people come and chat to me gives me motivation, because I also have ADHD, which doesn't help. Who do we have? We have Dealer Players, hello, and we have Cooking With Me, or Cooking With You in this case. Hello. Hello and welcome in. So we're going to go for the orange clothing, as Real Digital has suggested, which is what we're going to go for. So we're going to start with the Wild Rider red as the base layer, and then we're going to go up brighter into orange. Ooh, I could go brighter towards pinks and fuchsias, but I do like these two purples. These work really, really well. And I don't really have any... I don't really have any pinks that move up through those purples, which is a bit of a shame. I need a better range of not greys and greens. That's what I need. I need a better range of not greys and greens. Although I suppose I could use the very, very bright pink and mix it in with a bit of the light purple and try and grade it through. I'm not very good at that, but I could try. I mean, I'll never get better unless I try, will I? So, thank you very much, Real Digital. Thank you very much. I mean, it's what, 4 years now that I've been doing this channel. I've got to say that as far as channel growth as a YouTuber would go, it has changed a lot as I've upped my, could you call it production? Technically I think it would be called production. Basically, I look a lot better on screen now than I used to. Everything used to just be this own little small box, and I was using streaming panel services rather than just a flat me only stream. That doesn't mean that I cannot have guests. I do occasionally have them, such as Bill T from Paint Minis Live, I've even had Graham from Rogues Den Hobbies up here. For those of you who have been here long enough, he's the one who I got Lavras the Bear off. He's the one who I got all the Makwa Marines from, who has 4 one-page rules, technically, but I turned them all into Terminators. But I've had quite a few things off him, and it was only after I bought all them that I decided, no, Rogues Den is good enough for me to say, go there. Go buy stuff from there. It is good stuff. But to get I've got to say, I'm probably one of the hardest people on the planet to get a recommendation from. Even the place that I bought all these characters from, every single one of these characters, I will not be going back there. A, the shop is closed, and B, the aftercare weren't that great, and the bases these came with were absolutely horrendous. Luckily, I had enough spare bases of my own to replace them all, but yeah, the bases that these all came with were shit. So I won't be advertising this place. You can ask me all you want and I will never tell you the name of it, despite the fact that I've had a year-long project painting them, but that was my plan when I was buying them. And I'll be screwed if I spent that much money and I'm not going to use it. Because they weren't cheap to get this many characters. It's not cheap. To the point where I have multiple of pretty much every class apart from Artificer. So if you've got any of the standard 5th edition first release classes, I have multiples of all those across the characters, including some that aren't actually in. So I do have a Forged Domain Cleric, just because they only put 2 freaking clerics in there, and that's irritating when you want 3 and you don't want to double up on Life Domain Clerics or any of the other weird ones. So we do have a Forged Domain in there. Well, the new bases I already had. They were... Where's my tub of bases gone? I can't find any of my tub of bases. I can't even find any of the bases. I had one out earlier. Ow, that was my head. Right, so the bases that I had were like this. So it was GW bases, essentially, that I'd already textured for Imperial Guard, but I had overs. I had more than I needed. So I used them ones. But when it comes to putting this on, it was just a case of cutting the card out of a card mat from the Combat Patrol magazine and gluing it on. But I did the same then with the flooring that they're going to be stood on. So everybody matches the floor that they're stood on. So if they're stood on the ground floor, they'll have one like this, which is all gritty and stuff. If they are stood on the middle floor, then let's get the spider. Then all their bases match the spot that they stand on that level. So there'll be a red lollipop stick, a blue lollipop stick, and then some plain lollipop stick colours. And you match it up to the place where it is on the actual diorama. So everybody has a place to stand because it is a display rather than to be played on. But then I can just pick the characters off as and when we need them for D&D, because hopefully it's going to be a community based thing. So I'll be using this camera fully zoomed out for the battle scenes, and I will make the stat sheets available once I've made them, so people can choose the character that they wish to play as. And obviously I'm DM, and we run through pretty much one shots that will accumulate into a kind of campaign in the long term. just made up of lots and lots of little one-shots. You're back, baby! Welcome back, Jonathan. You've come to the other one. You've come to big. That means you can see Big Desk. Oh, Jonathan's not seen Big Desk. There you go. That's Big Desk. And all this over here and all this over here that people don't get to see. There's a reason why it's focused in this little section, because this bit's the tiniest bit out of my entire desk. Oh, where's I put my wire rider? There it is. Problem is with this, it goes dry really quickly, especially on a dry pallet when you're sat next to a bleeding radiator. And see, that's weird, because it's saying I've got no viewers. Thank you, Shrew. It's not actually that difficult. Just takes a lot of boom arms. A lot of boom arms. I have 1, 2, 3 boom arms set up. I would have had 4, but I got the new camera today. I did have a GoPro, which was about here, looking at me. But I removed the GoPro, so that arm's currently not being used. Doesn't mean it won't be in the future, because I may end up attaching this camera to it, just to give me more versatility and maneuverability on it. Oh, zoom back in now, because it's a tiny little frog that you can't see unless I zoom in. See? Pickle frog. See how much I had to zoom in then? That was just daft. Okay, so trousers, painting trousers. He's got bloomer pants that puff out at the top. Life is like an oaky stage here in Oakville. Fast cars, choppers, darker planes. It's an oak thrill. Out causing mischief. And what is history's oaktails? Roar! I've been there and you've been there for oaktails. Whoa! Now, how does the rest of the DuckTales theme song go? I've forgotten. Vienna 6, what we're doing. We are painting a barred frog that currently has no stat line and has not chose a college yet either. I'm going to have to go back through and find out what the other 2 bards are, because I know we have 1 more bard. I'm just not sure what the others actually are. So once I've found out what the other bards are, I will choose a bard school for this one. If I've already used all the ones from the first D&D book, Player's Handbook, then I may end up going to one of the expanded ones. But I would like her to be a lore bard if I can. But I've got a feeling I've already used the lore bard. I do have a feeling I have already used the lore bard. No, let's see, that's too zoomed in. That's not focusing right. That's better. See, then can move it a little bit closer and it'll be okay. Okay, so I'll just get that last bit of trousers done with the red, and then we can come back in and highlight with the brighter orange, just to make them look really bright orange, just as Real Digital requested. Now, depending how long I go with this, I might start another character. or I might start a familiar. Not sure yet. Depends how long it takes me to do this one. Normally it only takes me about 2 hours to do a model, but I'm already getting up to that stage and I'm nowhere near finished. I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope I'm doing a good job, Vienna. This entire project, all of it, the diorama, all the characters, everything else is from my partner, Sparkles. She does occasionally type something in the chat. She's currently in portrait as my only mod in portrait mode. So, just warning you now, anybody in there, the only moderator in portrait mode is the one person I cannot go against. So please don't do anything. Because I can't. If I go back on that one, I'm sleeping on the couch, and I don't want to sleep on the couch. I really don't. If I can avoid it, I will. And then there's the bright orange that I'm going to be using for the actual trousers itself as the highlighting colour. But yes, I hope I'm doing a good job, and thank you. If you think I'm doing a good job, I must be doing a good job because somebody thinks I am. It's like one of them things. You can never say that you're doing it. If I say I'm doing a good job, it just sounds conceited, doesn't it, and arrogant. But if somebody else says I'm doing a good job, then that's fine. I know it's weird, but it's how my head works. It's like one of them things. You can't say you're a nice guy. Other people have to say you're a nice guy. Because if you say you're a nice guy, then technically you're an asshole. So I never like to say that I'm a good painter or that I do good jobs. I leave that for other people to determine. See, then Vienna, if you would like to join the free Discord, link should be in the description below. Please post them. If you would like to ask for help, feel free. If you don't want help, or if you think, no, I'm happy with these, put them in. Anyway, but yeah. If you wish for help, I've not turned that off. You know when you forget to do something really important, like turn your compressor off. That's what I've just done. I've just forgot. I've got hair on my neck. It's definitely not one of mine, because if you look at my head, I don't have any. And it's certainly not one that's long. Sparkles! Got one of yours. Bud Sammy. Hello. Hi. No, you don't have to put hi anymore. Vienna, you're gonna fit in just right round here. You're gonna fit in perfectly well with that comment alone. Yeah, maybe rephrase it in the future. Oh, that's just tickled me ass. That's just tickled me ass. So, nice and bright orange on the trousers. Now I will be putting a picture of this up in the Discord as well once I've finished. So if you'd like a close-up picture of it to find out what it looks like, not on a weird blurry YouTube camera, I'll be taking as high a res a picture as I can upload onto Discord and getting it up on there. D&J Family Play Games. Hello, and Jonathan, you're back in the other. Jonathan, you're jumping around. Now I've done this. I've played this game with many a streamer, and I know how difficult it is for them to keep up. If you figured out, ooh, I can do one word in there and one word in there and one word in there and one word in there, and they've got to try and string the sentence together. I've played that game. It's a fun game, but it's very difficult on the streamer. So you need to make sure that you have a good, confident streamer that you're doing it with. In my case, I lose track of one chat, never mind two. But I'm glad to have you all in. Thank you all very much for coming. So now we have bright orange trousers with a little bit of red just to, just to deepen the colour a bit. Just where needed. But yeah, bright orange trousers. Can't go wrong with bright orange trousers, can you? Especially not on a green thing. I'm glad to hear that, John. I'm glad to hear that. I think I'm the only person who's ever actually done that to some people. And although it's fun the first time, yeah, they quickly lose interest in it, and it's like, will you just stay in one chat, please? It's like, okay, I'll be good. No, we don't want the yellow wash. Do we have an orange wash? Do we have an orange wash? Yes, we do have an orange wash. Okay. We have the Fugen. Oh, yeah, the Eldar guy, orange wash. I can't remember. They give them such stupid names, don't they? It's like, yeah, you've got to pronounce this to somebody who you've never met before, and hope to God they actually realise what you're talking about. Oh, thanks. So, an orange wash just over his trousers to help sort those lines out, so they're not as dark and bold as they are currently. I do use washes every now and again. Oh right, so you have done that before and you've made people turn off the stream. Fair enough. That kind of goes, all right, okay. People are gonna stop streaming if I do. All right, I'll stop. Yeah, that's a good sign, that, isn't it? It's like, should you be doing this? No, they're stopping the streams because of it. I won't stop the stream because of it. I just may stop responding because I get confused and my brain hurts. Which isn't something new for my brain to hurt, let's be honest. Even the simplest of questions can make my brain hurt. Right, now we want... Do I think I could get from this purple to this pink? No, he has stopped now, Vienna. He has stopped because he's learnt his lesson. And as he said, he gets boring after. He does get boring. Because if you're the only person doing it, you kind of end up dominating chats. Because of how much attention it takes away from them just reading one at a time. Because they end up going like that just to try and catch words. Or looking through different chats just to try and catch the odd word that you've put in, and then you've got to think to try and put it together. So you end up inadvertently dominating chats. So yeah, I stopped for that reason. But I'll only do it with someone who I think would enjoy it. I don't do it very often. Last time I did it was with the Mini Tavern. And although they have stopped streaming since, it wasn't because of me. They just got a job. They got a full-time job. So, although I have done that myself, I've not done it to the point where somebody's quit the stream, which, damn, man, damn. That's a bit of a, whew. You must be really at it for that one. But if the streamer is willing, it can be fun. Especially if you've got, say, you've got a quiet chat, or you've got two quiet chats, then one person kind of procking both chats at the same time can help, because that brings other people's just side eyes. Jonathan, I'm keeping an eye on you. I'm the one you need to keep an eye on. I'm probably far worse. I'm behaving tonight. And if that doesn't worry you, I don't know what will. Right, so let's start with the purple. So we're going to go with the light purple and follow Twisted's idea of blending it up into pink. And that's what we're going to do. That way she doesn't stand with the militia. You have two eyes. Hey, can you side eye with two eyes? Or have you got a book? Eye on you, lad. Eye on you. Hey, I've got 4 of them as well. He's good in it. Technically, if I put my other ones on, I'll have 6, and if I get my goggles as well, I can have 8. Oh, I can have 8. Now that would hurt my head, but I could have 8. Right, I'm gonna leave the. Oh no, I can't, because it's part of the cloak. I was gonna leave the neckerchiefy part. I was gonna leave that just purple. Just don't run about, or you'll end up as. See, now there's nothing wrong with having to do a bit of buzz-eyedness just to kind of help sort that out. Six eyes, yeah, as an alien. I've been called worse. I've been called far worse than an alien and a spider. On my own streams as well. By my moderators. Or my technical support. I do have technical support to a degree. None of which overly too good on or knowledgeable on Discord. But when it comes to video stuff, way beyond me. Way beyond me. That'll be Beaky Buzzard and Twisted Nose Painting. Both of whom are absolutely fantastic when it comes to editing compared to me. This is the thing though, yeah. My streams usually end up somewhere along these lines of me getting distracted and just forgetting that I'm supposed to be painting and just joining in with the chat with you lot, with everybody who's in chat. So it does get a little bit sidetracked every now and again. Wait till I start doing voices because my head's turned off. That's the fun bit. That's a really, really weird bit when I start doing voices because my head turns off. I'll go from Scottish to Orc to Liverpudlian. You changed the stream because you're built different. Yeah, fair enough. I don't think any of us are built the same way. I know I'm certainly not built the same as every bugger else. Because every bugger else can walk down the street without having to worry about stopping in the middle of the road without wanting to. I know that sounds odd, but it's something that a lot of people overlook, is their ability to walk down the street and cross a road with relative safety, or with just the usual level of danger. It was a couple of weeks ago. What normally takes me about 5 minutes to walk took me half an hour. And it wasn't actually walking, it was more like weebling. Just kind of slinging myself from left to right and hoping momentum can move one of my legs forward. Got a few dodgy looks, but I managed to make it to the shop. Yeah, last edit doesn't happen, does it, Buzzard? The closest I get to editing is ending the stream and starting again. And that's already happened once tonight because I clicked the wrong thing. Essentially, I clicked on a past stream instead of the actual one I'm supposed to be doing tonight. Well, Jonathan, you are in the right place. If you have any mental deficiencies, if you have any tisms, if you have any quirks and quibbles, you are in the right place. We have enough people in here with ADHD, autism, lots of neurological difficulties. The majority of the people, I say the majority, a fair few of my community, as I'm going to refer to you all as a whole, have something clinically wrong with them. Some people have more than one, including me. So I've got the attention span of a gnat and a body that doesn't like to listen to me. Funny. Yeah, see, ADHD is not quite full tismed, as Graham would say it, because you can get worse tisms than ADHD. And no, you can. I've managed to live 40 odd years with 40 years with ADHD and only finding out about it now. So it's not made that big of a difference. I've managed to hold down jobs and do things, so it's not like it's a life ender. There are some though where it's like full autism. As I said, I used to be a carer, and that poor young lady who I used to look after, she was very, very high on the spectrum. Fully mobile, not very verbal, highly aggressive. So when my non-epileptic thing started up while I was in work, I had to leave because I could no longer defend myself. You have found 2 gems, Vienna, and you'll find even more. If you keep coming back, you'll find others. Northern's not been in tonight. Ali's already gone to bed. We've got Twisted and Beaky over in the other one. Not that Beaky's probably the most physically normal and mentally normal one out of all of us. Just to point that out, and he doesn't talk very much because he's normal. I'm not dealing with this bloody freak, as he puts it. But then again, he will message me freely, as he does. Friends do that. He messaged me freely as and when he wishes to compliment, criticise, or just chat. And when I say criticise, I'm not saying he sits there going, hey, you should do this, you should do that, I'm better than you. None of that. Very constructive, very well thought out, and usually bloody right, in fairness. Cold? No, mate, I've done something called lose my virginity. You should try it sometimes. You know, if you can find a willing partner, which by the sounds of it, I don't think you will. So, I suggest you hand yourself in now, while I have my lovely family that was done the natural way. It's Buzzard, how little I know. You are the most normal person I know out of this entire lot, Buzzard, so don't do that. Was that a bit harsh, that, Jonathan? Was that a bit... See, that's the one thing that I do on this channel. If you come in with stupid comments, I will shoot you the fuck down. And that's only just... I just want to get there before the chat does, because they're far worse than me. Especially when Ali's not there to sort it out beforehand. So, we have a nice pink cloak. We have bright orange trousers. We have greeny face. We have brown fret. We have green lily pads. Now we need a flower colour. We need a flower colour. I'm perfectly spreading kindness. But when you come in and ask something like that about my children, you're gonna not get a nice response. I love my children, I protect my children, and that is the one thing you do not go after. Not even as a joke. Is Vienna... Did Vienna say she was going? Oh, blue. Blue flower or red flower? Let me get my goggles. This is where the extra eyes come in. What's that got on it? Nope. Gotta clean my goggles. Gotta clean my goggles, people. Blue. Blue, right, we have a double consensus of blue. Okay. I've got to go clean my goggles because I don't know what my little one's spilt on it. Oh, don't trip over my hose. Not that I don't have multiple women that get paid for sex. I meant the thing for my airbrush. Right, we have nice clean magnifying goggles, and this time I'm not going to trip over that pipe. Here comes Dr. Lazy painting, da 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 da. He goes, I'm peckish, you're peckish, I'm peckish. I've got cheese and crackers. I can't get cheese and crackers out on the stream, that's just wrong. Right, extra pair of googly eyes. Googly eyes. Googly eyes. Right. Oh crap, I forgot I can't focus on these things while they're down like that. That's hard. Whew. What's a roll mop? Oh, I've just caught the camera with the thing. What's a roll mop? I'm interested because you said you're peckish and then you mentioned a roll mop, and I don't know what one of them is, but now I'm interested to find out if it's sweet, if it's savoury, and I've got a feeling it's made from pastry. Right, let's have a look at this flower. Could I get red and blue on that? Could I get red and blue on there? It's possible. It's possible. What red do I go for though? I'll go for Evil Sun Scarlet and Teclan Blue. Teclan Blue? Or do I go for Calgab? Teclan Blue. Teclan Blue and Scarlet. Pickled herring. Ooh. Ooh, that sounds nice. I've not had a decent bit of fish for a while. Last one I had was a bit of smoked mackerel. Was the last one I tried. Well, the last bit of fish I had. And smoked mackerel's nice. I like the smoked mackerel. But then again, I want a bit of bass as well. Or a bit of sole. Lemon sole. Bit of sea bass. But now I've got to try pickled herring. We's going to fishmongers. Elsa's got a very, very not happy look off Sparkles. She's vegetarian. She doesn't like the fish smell. So me taking her to a fishmonger where they've got like an entire conger eel just sat there in ice. She's like, no. Oh, I've not even... Oh, wait a minute. That's the Evil Sun Scarlet that I've not opened. So let's put that back. And find the other... Bold Pyro Red, which is the Pro Acryl. It's basically Scarlet. Or equivalent to the paint that I was about to use. Ooh, Rivita Thins. Split the fish. Yeah, another word went through my head then a moment for the laughter. That's not too bad, drinking just lemon juice. That's not too bad. Before I started my individual YouTube career, I used to jump up on a Friday night panel show. That doesn't happen anymore, I'm afraid. Called Friday Night Throwdown on a channel called JV's Hangout. I remember one night on there, seeing as I don't actually drink anymore that much, but one night I polished off about 1.5 liters of rum in 3 hours. And oh boy, was that an interesting one. Live on camera, I stumble about my living room so you can only hear it and end up breaking my ribs. Or at least cracking my ribs as I fall into the sofa, trying to convince Sparkles that I'm fine. Obviously I wasn't. Because otherwise I wouldn't have fallen over half of the kids' stuff. Bad dad. That's what that was. That was me being bad dad. Oh my god, what's the date? I don't know actually. I don't know what the date is for the JV's Hangout one where I get absolutely smashed. So there it is. JV's Hangout is right at the top. Live. Oh, he's took it down. Oh. Am I on that one? I know I'm sober. If I'm on this one, I'm going to be sober. I know that much. Yes, I am on this one. Well, we started talking about hot dogs and all sorts of things. think it ends up as me, the Eclectic Beard, JV, Joey from Square Table Degenerates, Captain Baptin, who is one of the moderators in here. But yeah, he's took all the other ones down and he's left the last one he did up. Now, I'm not in all of it because of the timing of the day. I think I went in for like the first hour and... yeah, first about hour and a half-ish. I'm up there, but yeah, that's essentially how I'm... if you go watch that, that's how I ended up starting on YouTube. But he's took them all down. Leah! Is it Lee? No. Lee. Hello, Lee. Leah. Yeah, that's Lee, isn't it? Have I got it wrong? If I've got it wrong, let me know. If you can spell in phonics, that would make it even easier. I'm hearing things, that's not good. Can I say hi, Estelle? Oh, hello, Estelle. Hello. You've changed your screen name. That's why I don't recognise. Because if you spoke before, I try to remember screen names as much as possible. ADHD doesn't help. But I do try. But if you change your name, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for coming back in, Estelle. Right, let's get this blue and red flower sorted, shall we? Because there was no definitive answer. And I can't think properly. Oh well. Not that I can usually see properly anyway. I wear glasses for a reason, people. Just that now I've got double the glasses. And now I have great big googly bubbles eyes. Especially if I take my normal glasses off. I could apply for a part in the Trailer Park Boys. Right, now I've got to get into the exact position that it focuses, because it only focuses in one specific position with these. But when it focuses, oh boy does it. Latte. No, it is illegal for us to own those guns over in England. So I do not have any nice big pew-pews. Because we're not allowed them. I wish I could see. If I could see into the future, I would be writing down 6 very specific numbers right now. I would need to put the extra ones on for that. Red. And in fact, this flower is just going to end up being primary colours, isn't it? Just lots of little dots of... So, oh, sorry, I completely got that off camera then, didn't I? So that is blue and red across the flower. I don't know if that's actually coming through because I can't see and focus with these glasses on. I do know I need to get a little yellow dot in the middle though. But saying that, I am also going to do the eye yellow. Now I'm going to need these on to do the little yellow dot, aren't I? You absolute buffoon. Whoa, good catch. Shaking up the flash, get yellow. Freaking the flash, get yellow. No worries, Vienna, you have a lovely evening. Thank you very much for coming in to join us. If you've hit that subscribe, then I look forward to seeing you next time. If not, and you happen to stumble on me again, then I look forward to seeing you then. If we don't see you after this, then please enjoy the rest of anything else you are doing. It's been absolutely fantastic having you. Thank you very much. As I've pointed out, the reason these streams go for as long as they do is because of all you people in chat. You are the ones who keep this going. Otherwise I lose track of where I'm up to, or I just power through what I'm doing because I don't stop to... Nothing happens on chat, so I don't stop to read it. So I just end up ploughing through the painting, and what takes me 2.5 hours when I'm talking takes me about 45 minutes when I'm not. There we go, and a nice yellow bit in the middle. So that is the flower on ahead. And a bright yellow eye. Now the other one is actually closed, so she's actually giving us all a bit of a, you're alright there, you're alright, love, you're alright, yeah. She's giving us a bit of a wink. And hugs to you as well, Vian. Thank you very much. What have I just done? Oh, I've just knocked the camera. That's what I've just done. That's the problem with these big goggly things. I hit my camera a lot with them because I'm not used to the extra room coming off my head. Even when I wear a cap, I usually turn it backwards so it doesn't hit the camera. So now we have the gold left, I believe. Just the gold. I've got multiple tubs of this stuff and I cannot find a single one anywhere. So it's at this point I usually resort to brass instead because I can find that. The Vallejo brass. Very, very close to gold. Not perfect, but close enough. And I also need a silver. Where's my silver gone? No, that's the fang. That's another red. What a surprise. I've got loads of bloody reds. I can't even see my silver marker to use that. How peculiar. Now silver's normally to hand. Whether it be lead belcher or in this... No, that's Astra Militarum grey. That's the purple thing. Oh, I found gold! Never mind, right, I don't need that anymore. And lead belcher, perfect. So I now have Retributor armor and lead belcher. So I can do the strings. Told you, you'll not see a whiter man than that. This is why I normally wear a cap, especially when I shave my head properly. Well, I'm not sure where I put my cap. I think my cap's in the kitchen or in the hallway. I think it is anyway. So we'll start with the very, very light layer of silver over the strings. Or at least metallic over the strings. Now this is going to be really hard. Now I'm probably going to butcher this name because you've just said hello in the portrait mode. Vesautron? Hello for coming in, and yeah, it's paper white. I think if you was to choose my skin colour as a paint colour, they'll probably send you that one, which is bold titanium white. I want the same colour as his head. Here's bold titanium white for you. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Thank you. I'm allowed to disagree, just because, well, I don't like being talked up that much. It does make me a little self-conscious. But I am also willing to take compliments. Thank you very much. I just don't take them very well. I get all nervous. So now we should have, hopefully, if I can bring it a bit closer to the... In fact, I've got a fucking zoom, haven't I? Laz, you absolute moron, you've got a zoom. So hopefully you can see at least a little bit of shine where the strings are. Just a tad bit of a shine, not too much, because they are supposed to be guitar strings after all. It's not like I don't take compliments well. I take insults better than I take compliments. Well, you've seen how I take potential insults. I'm quite easy to just go kaboom and fire back. Someone compliments me, I don't know how to take it. I'm weird. Not many people compliment. Well, actually, a few people do compliment me now, but I still don't deal with it well. Certainly don't deal with it well. Right, Retributor Armor, which is the very orangey gold. Very, very orangey gold. Get a nice dollop of this out. And then this gets to be painted around the back of the trim and the barbely things. So we have two barbely things here at the front. Oh, get on camera, you absolute buffoon. And a little bit of trim around the back. Really should not be using this big of a brush for this. Although, as long as you're careful and keep the tip where it should be, we should be fine. This is where more control of hand helps. So you don't do what I've just done there in the trousers and get a little bit of gold. See, that's the thing though, Jonathan. I'm you. You're me. We're people, humans. We all the same. If you want to feel inadequate, go watch what Twisted's doing on his bloody stuff. Jeez. He makes... That's someone who'll make you feel inadequate about your painting. But we still crack on, because at the end of the day, we as human, we all have our talents, we all have our abilities, and we can all do something else that others can't. In my case, I can ramble on in front of a camera and not everybody can. I can fill dead air with just blah, 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 and stuff. So I don't really classify that as a skill. It's just more of a nerve thing. Being in front of a camera doesn't bother me. I know being in front of a camera really bothers some people. Take Sparkles for instance, my partner. Not a cat in hell's chance will you ever see her on camera. Nope. But we's all good at some stuff. I know he's joking, but some people genuinely feel that way though. That they see somebody else up on a screen and they feel like that person on the screen is capable of doing stuff that, even though they're capable of doing it, they feel themselves not. And that's something I don't particularly like. So, fair enough, you were joking, but that is a genuine thing for some people. That is really a genuine thing for some. It's like, no, I can't, because they're so much better than... And it's sort of practice then, you'll be just as good. And for God's sake, stop whinging to me about it. Because I can't stop it and I can't do anything about it. But if you want to come and join me and sit there and go, well, he's practicing and putting layers down and slowly getting better and blah, 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 blah. Who's Jonathan? Bro's yapping. Yep. Bro's always yapping. You've got to behind these cameras. If you don't talk, and people seem to get uppity about it. I don't know why. I've seen enough silent painting videos. Granted, they're not usually lives. Well, I've seen enough silent painting videos to go, no, you don't have to talk. Problem is, I get in front of a camera and I can't help it. It's just, the camera says talk. So I talk. A lot. An awful lot. Too much, some might say. Just enough, others might. Some people might say, yeah, no, he's good at talking, I just wish he'd hold a single fucking frame for a while and not just jump off onto something else. Oh, guess what? I've got more intercessors. So that means next year, because obviously I've not got another stream now this year. This is my last one. Next year, we finally get to do the Desolation Squad. The boom 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 missile launcher, guys. Because we've got all the missile launchers that we got from Rogue's Den Hobbies when I ordered the Mach 1 missile guys, and then decided no, I want them to be Terminators, so I ordered a crap load of hammers and shields as well. And then I realised, oh wait a minute, I've got all the missile launchers still. I'm going to need some Primaris Marines to put these missile launchers on. So I finally got the Primaris Marines. Obviously just a box of 10 intercessors is the easiest way to get them, especially if you've already got the special weapons you want to put on. So next year we get to actually build the Desolation Squad. Zzz. Plural, 2 of them. 2 5-man squads. Uh, 3 years ago. I could. I'm going to have to look at you before I start this story. I met the love of my life about 20 years ago. Problem is, we didn't get together until about 9 years ago. But luckily, I get to marry her next year. Problem is, 20 years ago, she was a dick and chose a right wanker. She'll agree. She'll agree. She was a dick. She chose a dickhead. And then we met again. And I was no longer as big of a dickhead as I was back then. Still a bit of a dick, but not as big of a dick as I was back then. And she can now stand me and put up with me. And deal with my quirks and quibbles and all my oddnesses. And has grown to love me somehow. And I'm still just as shocked as all of you. Captain Baptin put it the best when I went over to see him. He met my missus, and first time he'd ever met her, to my face, he turns around and goes, "She's too good for you." This is my friend. My friend is turning around to me and telling me my missus is too good for me. To our faces. He's like, yeah, thanks, mate. Love you too. But then we went out and had proceeded to have an absolutely fantastic night round Belfast. So, yeah. Absolutely brilliant night round Belfast, in fact. Probably the best night we had while we was over there. fact, no, probably about it. It was the best night we had while we were over there. And the fact that he come into the city to meet up with us as well was great. Which is what made the night, really. Where have I put my glue? Dang it, where have I put my glue? There it is. It's just next to the arm with my camera on it. So now we need to spot of glue again to dip Little Miss Froggy's feet in. Now we do not have a name for Little Miss Froggy. This is a female frog bard who we do not have a name for. Now, for those of you who have never seen or done this before, name suggestions are encouraged. Name suggestions are very encouraged. So if you can think of a name, it will get written down until it gets approved by Sparkles, my partner, who this entire project is for, so she has to approve it all. And now we have the barred turtle on a base, ready to go. But no name. No name. No name for her. That's not good, is it? Right. You have one? Go. Type it. Type away. Type away. Let us know a name. Let us know a name. Where's the book gone? Where's the book gone? Where's the book gone? There it is.
My phone just shut down.
Your phone just shut down. Do you need a charger?
I'll still charge it.
Okay. So you can nip that one if you need. Rose. Rose?
I like the name Rose.
You like the name Rose? So, where is Frog? Oh, she is a lawbard. Are we going with Rose? Yep. There you go, Jonathan. You have just named the frog lawbard. Now name is Rose. Cool. So that still leaves the sheep war cleric. Oh no, it's a war cleric. The penguin assassin. The critter, the drake dog thing. What else have we not named yet? That's Gris, Shadow, Sid, Nadal, Shamash, Chester. We have not got one for the bartender. Oh no, yeah. Oh wait a minute. Did we get one for the bartender? I don't think we did get one for the bartender. We named the Purple Bunny Ali. That was Graham's suggestion, and was. Oh, the Forge Cleric is the blacksmith Kitty, who's purple and green fur, kind of like a oxidized copper. He's not got a name yet either. Red Panda is called Herman. The Shiny Bee is called George. The Drake is called Ember. We have Barnaby the Thief Bat. Homoto Yoshi, who's the Beastmaster Fox Ranger. Our spider name, which is Deck. Taha, hello, welcome in. The Yellow Fox Druid. We've had a suggestion of Lucas because I did it off the Lucario shiny colours, but that's not been finalised yet. We also have the Wizard Lizard, the Displacer Kitty, and the Yellow Turtle left to name. We have loads of them left to do. We have loads left to do, so seeing as you're looking to help with the names, we'll move on to that bit then. So let's move some of the painting stuff out of the way. And let's start getting characters that need naming. So, first of all, oh no, he's called Nothan. We know what this fella's called. He's He's called Floor Model now. He's called Floor Model. We do not have one for the little penguin assassin, or the little dragon doggy thing, or the critter. Ethan. Do we have an Ethan? No, Ethan got written off. Ethan got written off because of Tom Cruise. Now, where could it be? Where could that little guy be? I'm going to use the light to find him out. There he is. There he is. And I've missed a tiny little bit on the back of his guitar. Is that right? Is that better? Is that too shiny? Let's shine it. Oh, it's not too shiny in my head then. Yay. Leon? I mean, we do have a selection up here of potential names. So what I'll do is I'll pop Leon in there. Oh, that's the one. It was Cthulhu for the squiddy Cthulhu looking guy. Ethan and Leon. Leon's gone onto the potential list. At least. Leon's gone on the potential list. Right, I'm just going to have to... Tiniest little drop of black paint this time. And I need to finish basing off his guitar. I'll do this bit with a brush because it's only a tiny little bit, which is there. That's the bit I forgot to do. Out of all of it, that's the bit I forgot to do. I've realised I've got a gloss one for this one. I thought I bought the matte. Never mind, I'm going to buy a matte white and put it in. And that should sort out the gloss. Or, when I dry brush it with the ivory, that should sort out the gloss as well. Not a problem, Jonathan. You go look after your lady. Say hello to me. Thank you very much for coming to join us, and let her know that you have been very well behaved because you've been watching a very, 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 very strange person on YouTube. And she goes, what do you mean, strange person? Go pie it out, go back to find somewhere where I'm doing something odd, and go, see, told you, rigging nutter. That's what works. That is what works. Cannot deny it. Oh, how long have we been going? 3 hours? 3 hours, people. 3 hours. Oh. And is she super tired then? Yes, you need to definitely look after her. Right, so 3 hours. I normally don't, and this is normally where I would have already wrapped up by now. And it's took me 3 hours to do you. 3 hours. Some of the cats didn't take this long. We should all be in a playlist, by the way. But some of the cats didn't take this long. What I'm going to do is I will take photographs for Discord and post them, of course. As soon as I find something I can put them on to take the photographs. Hello. Where's my special little thing that I set up on my desktop? No worries, and to you as well. Have a good one, Jonathan. Thank you very much. It does done it twisted. 3 hours just flows. It just flows, man. It just flows. Is this the one that actually works? Because this is the one that I could do with. Nope, that's the one that's too thick. Is this the one that works? Yeah, this is the one that works. Because there's one thing I forgot to do, is I forgot to do the eye line thing. which is actually harder than you would expect it to be. There we go. Okie dokie. So that is, well, I wanted to, I thought I was going to get more done in less time. Apparently I was wrong, completely wrong. So that is this done for this evening. Thank you very much for everyone who's come to join me. I won't be doing anything on Wednesday or Thursday this week. It's the part 1 of the Rock Grinder, so I'll get the magazine and then we'll cover this week's magazine and next week's magazine in a double stream. So we'll do morning, put together, evening, do all the ready stuff like I did last week. This Thursday will not be the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak because I've kind of combined it into tonight as well to do Models and Musings meets the Magical World, just so I can do both. Next week, however, we will be back to normal. So Monday's Models and Musings will probably be 40k based. I have models to be working with, I have projects to finish, I have projects to start, and I have loads of things to do. Wednesday, as I said, will be a double issue of Combat Patrol where we put the Rock Grinder together in the morning and cover the lore and the missions and the stories and stuff in the evening. And then next Thursday we'll continue with the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak with the last 4 characters and the final floor on the residential side of the island, which is just the top floor. Is going to be mostly lollipop sticks to make the front, and then I'm going to try and find some kind of way to make straw roofing without having to go out and buy a big bag of straw that I don't need. Really big bag of straw that I don't need. I'll find some way to make straw roofing using, I think I'm going to end up just staining paper and cutting it into strips, and or getting card and cutting it into shingles. One or the other. I look like, if it was anyone else, Joey, I'll take that as an insult. But seeing as it's coming from you, mate, thank you very much. You always manage to time it perfect for the end, though. How do you manage this? How do you manage it almost every time you manage to come in as I'm wrapping up the stream? So yeah, next week back to normal. 9:30 Models and Musings. About 10:30 in the morning for the putting together of the models on Wednesday, and about 9:30 again for the reading, and 9:30 on Sunday for the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak. Until that time, though, please enjoy your New Year's Eve parties. If you're going out, please stay safe. Just don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid. Don't believe you can climb up that building. No, you can't make that jump. He's an arsehole, leave him alone. Don't bother getting involved. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good night. And I look forward to seeing you all in the new year. So thank you very much for everybody who's come to see me tonight. All the new subscribers, which is just mind-blowing to me. It really is. That people come to see me is it's overwhelming. I still don't know how to process it. So thank you all so much. The Anomaly. Thank you very much for popping in, Anomaly. Just towards the end there, I just managed to close it up. If you wish to hit the subscribe button to catch me in the new year, as I've just gone through, better to the 3 or 4 weekly streams, and hopefully I'll see you then. But until that time, thank you everybody. Please have a wonderful evening. Enjoy yourselves in the new year, and yeah, I shall see you all then. Drive safe and be good.